Is this the one that he can't get to?
I don't think I've ever been this distorted with you before, Brody.
Brody.
Ow! Oh my!
Oh, sorry.
That was my head!
Well guys, you are not gonna believe what we're into now. Remember that little dump cart that we bought last fall, late last fall? Yeah, well we got her out. Look at this unit here. We're test firing. Look at that thing. He's too far away. He's too far away. We got her hooked up to the only thing that's maybe skinny enough. You're way too far away, you're spilling beans!
That would have missed quite a bit. Well, my mirror about hit that stack on the Kenny there.
Oh boy.
This ain't good. I pulled in the mirror. Go mirrorless.
You don't need to see anyways.
And then I back up and I can't see his mirror and it's gonna get out of control.
So this beast is supposed to make us more efficient.
Well, we better just take off everyone's mirrors to begin with.
Wow. This would never work with a wide stance 2-track like we were thinking.
I don't think so.
Or, no, you gotta have dualist equipment here for this operation. Look at how close we gotta be.
This ain't right.
This is much slower than you approach it with a 2598.
Well, I've gotta learn. Gotta learn my limits.
You gotta make sure your hind end is past the front end.
Oh my.
The question is how are you gonna control the flow?
We're gonna do one dump in each and call her good.
We're not really sure how much this holds.
Meanwhile, everyone's yelling on the radio, I'm full, I can hear it, the combine's gonna be pushing me, I'll be pushing a trailer over. It ain't gonna work.
Okay, this approach is much better, I like it.
Look at how far away it still is. I'm barely over.
No, that's perfect.
I think it missed on the back.
You literally, it's quite something. Oh. Look at how tippy that thing looks. There is fluid in that tire. I read on the tire, it said fluid filled.
We should put more in there.
He's skeptical.
He's on the wrong side.
So we're gonna lower it from the back end?
Well, the harp side's all scuffed, ain't it?
I think you can see pretty good. It's just, you really gotta be tight to it. He's practicing his approaches.
Alright. Is it gonna just give her now again?
I think he's dry running.
Yeah, there he goes.
So the whole idea of this rather than a grain cart is less splits. So edible beans split really easy. You get docked kind of tough on the grading. So this thing just dumps them right into the trailer. No augers, no splits, no dock. And it's supposed to be increased productivity. But this thing looks like it holds about one combine hopper full, so I don't know. We'll see how it works with 2 combines. One combine will be more efficient. Oh, we gotta clean that hopper out too before we start hauling black beans. There's soybeans in there, an allergen. His face of just pure concern and disgust. Doing good. He normally loves grain carting, but I think this has got him a little nervous. The tippiness, the closeness. the not spilling grain. I've never seen one of these operate in person, like with a load on. So it'll be interesting to see how slow you have to tip it without like a bunch coming out and flooding right over the other side when you're topping stuff off. That basket, what do you call it? The bin, the basket, the hopper,
So,
is as long as one whole compartment in there.
the hopper, yeah. So something you know how usually when the trucks stop, we always have them turn off to the right. So that grain cart and stuff is a little easier. Don't have to worry about the truck. I think they're gonna have to be dead straight. Whether I'm dumping on their left or right side, if that rear tire axle sticks out at all, that's gonna get in my way. It's the name of the game right there. I mean, there's really not much to it, so I'm not worried at all.
Say that with confidence instead of just fear in your eyes. You look nervous. Are you nervous?
I don't want.
I'm nervous.
I don't want to scratch nothing. Give me 1,000 acres, and then I'll be not nervous.
Just when we get done.
Exactly.
So what I'm nervous about is being a combine operator and the high side being towards the combine. Just guessing. You're gonna have to tell us.
Why do they build them like this?
I don't know.
Doesn't make any sense.
No, it don't. Now you got to load all backwards or from the rear, or backing up, dumping.
Yeah, and that's what I was to say. The comments, while she's back up while he fills you. Yeah.
Maybe beat lifters. I suppose this is maybe for beets. Beet lifters dump on the right side.
Well, they're doing it all wrong. They need to switch that around.
All right, new day, new projects. I'm going to show you guys the Mn site update. They've been here a day and a half, putting the first rings on, and now they're working on the roof. And I believe the guy from Safe Grain is here working with the cables. We'll find out here. Here we go, we're coming up to it. So that's how far they've gotten in a day and a half. Truly unreal, actually. So those that didn't watch 2 years ago when we built the last grain bin, they actually start from the top and work down. Only they lift it up. So this is the top of the grain bin, and they will jack it up, add in another ring, jack it up, add in another ring, until it's 92 feet tall. Isn't that crazy? I find it fascinating and scary all at the same point. So here's the inside of the bin. They've got 3 rings on. They've got the frame for the roof somewhat put together. We got Jeff here, he's from Safe Grain. Now this is something we've never put in a grain bin, which this one's bigger than any grain bin we've done, so we've kind of thought that this was the wisest thing to do. We're putting temp cables in.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna have 8
temperature cables,
and 1 in the center.
1 in the center. The center cable is going to do CO2, moisture, and temperature.
So we were talking about that. CO2 is when, what did you?
As the grain starts to deteriorate and it'll give off CO2. CO2 can be detected a lot quicker than what grain temperature change is. So the CO2 is kind of like an early detection that there's a problem happening inside the bin.
That's going to be the one in the center. The outside ones are just
temperature only.
Yep. So that is going to be very interesting. I know me and him have been talking for quite a while, and we always have a problem with the center of our bin. So it's going to be cool to be able to monitor this and not have to climb 92 feet up there.
Look at it on a computer in your control room.
There you go. And we're going to be doing some cool stuff in the wet bin too for radar.
Level monitoring.
Level monitoring. I'm excited about that because we always have trouble knowing when we're dumping, 8 trucks an hour, where the wet bin is at and how fast the dryers are going. So that's going to be super handy. We'll talk about that later. But for now, he had to get here to get the cables and the brackets ready for once those are up in the air, much more difficult to put on. But you can put the center one in for sure.
You can put the center one in.
So
but to do it after the bin is built is extremely difficult.
Yeah. So that's why he's here, when they can get the scaffolding around and work rather than 90 feet in the air.
Yep. Much safer.
Much safer and less costly.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. They were making quick work of that. Now we're gonna go back to the shop and see what we are kind of like trying to get ready for black beans since we sprayed that field, and probably gonna kill some either Friday or Monday. If we kill them Friday, that means we're combining over a weekend. So kind of don't want to do that, to be honest with you. The next job to do, it's been on the list for a while. We bought this kit through Lankota. No, this ain't the right manual. Since we had such a problem last year with weeds, humidity, mud in the black beans, we kept slugging. Even in the soybeans, we slugged the feed accelerator a few times. We both experienced in the joy of what that is. And the tools we had to unslug was not proper at all, so we bought this through Lankota. So this thing attaches onto the pulley for the feed accelerator, and then it's got a 6-foot bar, so you got some leverage to back the feed accelerator off when that happens. So we bought this kit, and it so conveniently mounts on the ladder here. We're putting it on Brody's combine because he's going to slug before I do. This will be a lot better than it'll be with the combine at all times. We only have one kit, but we're always in the same field, so at least it'll be with instead of a special trip out to the field. So we're mounting this up. Pretty simple install. And that's the completed project. So that tool is what unplugs both the discharge beater and the feed accelerator. There is stuff that you have to put on the discharge beater. We are not actually going to be putting that kit on because, well, I've never plugged one on a 790. I've plugged them on 9870s before, and you have got to actually bolt some stuff to the discharge beater, and I don't want to do that because odds are it won't be that combine, it'll be my combine, or it'll be the one that the kit isn't installed on. So we're going to keep that on the shelf with the instructions in case we do plug one of the two, and then we'll have to deal with it. Long story short, if that does plug, we got bigger issues than installing that kit.
That's bad.
That's bad. I'll plug the feed accelerator hands down any day before the discharge beater. That's a half a day project. Maybe not with the tool, but in the 70 series that was a nightmare.
Just hope you never have to use it.
I hope this is nothing but a decoration. So if you have any interest, they're on lankota.com. Looking forward to having it if we need it. Hoping we never need it. So the next project of the day, we are installing these kits. We actually, believe it or not, we have done one head today. Now we know what we're doing, so we can show you what we'll be doing. So what we will be installing is this little piece. It goes right next to the center draper belt that feeds into the feeder house of the combine. And it's supposed to try to keep more beans in, and I'll explain more when we get there. They're parking the head that we just did this to, and they're going to be bringing the other head. We'll get her in the shop. Yeah, it looks simple to put on. You got to take the center draper belt apart, and it's not fun. Not easy, but I'm hoping it easily pays for itself. Sitting in here makes me very excited for what's about to come. Oh, they're using the side-by-side. Look at that. Doing work. So if you guys would be so kind, hit the subscribe button and the little bell so you're notified when we post a new video. And you can share along and what's about to happen. One thing massively different between this combine, the one Brody will be running, and mine, is it steers so nice compared to mine. Mine is really stubborn. This one, it's like one finger. Boy, this excites me. Oh man, I always forget how tight this is. Ooh. You ready for battle number 2?
Let's go better. We did it one time, so second one always goes better than the first one.
So this piece
Hey?
Always.
goes in there, back up in there, about there. And it's supposed to keep the beans from, the loose beans from coming back out, which it's been our complaint ever since we got these deer drapers, because you raise the head up and the grain cart drivers can see, that guy right there can see the beans spitting out underneath here quite bad. Actually, you can see it on the ground. If you're looking behind the head, you can see these streaks of beans. So we're hoping that this kit, it is a deer kit. Instead of getting a bunch of emails, what's the part number on this? It happens. There you go, if you have any interest in it. Not fun to do when you gotta take the belt out. We're gonna try doing this without taking the belt out. Should we try it?
So. I'm gonna try it.
Because that added, like, it's 2 bolts per side to put this in. Super, super simple. It's the hour and a half of taking this belt apart and back together. That's the pain. So if we can do this somehow, some way, it'll be better than doing that belt. That was no fun.
I think it's doable.
Do we want to lower this down?
Look at Brody, he's like a monkey. Look at you go, monkey man.
Monkey man, monkey dude. Where is this hole? Oh yes, it's doable.
You think so?
Yeah.
He's so excited that he doesn't have to take the belt out. He's full commitment right now. Look at this guy. Shark fin jabbing into his side.
We didn't know that. We thought we had to drill holes, and here the holes line up.
Oh, I thought you had drill holes too.
Yeah, we did too. That's what the manual said. The instructions.
Deer.
So there's with the piece put in. I don't know if you can see that. There's with it removed. Obviously there's a ton of room. Can you see, Brody? Does the camera give good visual of how open that is? And then these paddles kind of bring the product back around. So when that's installed, it'll be sitting just like that. It closed that gap up, plus made this only like, just so the paddles on this clear. I'm excited. Whoever buys this kit, it is possible. It is possible to do this without taking the belt out. I wish we would have tried it without taking the belt out.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you try it? Ow! Oh my!
Oh, sorry.
That was my head!
Yes, we're perfect, Eric.
Is this the one that he can't get to?
I don't think I've ever been this distorted with you before, Brody.
We got her.
You're bleeding.
I am?
You're bleeding.
On your arm.
There you are. You bled yourself. The other arm.
This one right here. Well, better leave the board blank. Accident.
It's spinning!
Next job on the list. I got my combine out. Oh, Brody's got them lined up. Look at that. So I'm going to put my screens in.
What time?
Yeah, I got in his and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't have my screens in. We don't have the screens loaded with field, so that's what we're working on.
Brody's is ready.
Mine's ready to go.
You got your screen layout all? I don't want to see you on the headlands punching away. Oh, I want the screen.
I do that on the fly.
Yeah.
Down the road.
Usually on the
Safer that
road.
way.
Safer.
You guys.
There's always quirks you gotta do.
Well, and just like that, we're bringing them into their, I suppose, fall resting spot. We've got auto path lines are good. We've got all of the fields in here. We've got what crop we're going to be harvesting. The iPads are working. We got cords in the cab. I do not have def, but there's a bunch of stuff sitting in the way, so can't put that on. But I think that both machines should be ready until we get to the field and something won't talk to each other. And you know how the first day goes. It always seems to be challenging, but we've done the preparation that we can do to be ready. Just like that. Now we got the rest of the shop to work in. He couldn't help himself but to try. I tell you what, boys, that guy sees an auger out and he's under it. Oh, I can definitely see the advantage of having the tippy spout with this unit. Oh man, that ain't big. That ain't big target. That ain't a big target to hit. I can't see nothing. Nothing. It could be boiling over the other side and I wouldn't even know it. my. Well, you can see with the camera, I guess, at least to know if it's boiling up too full. Okay, well, we've got a dump cart, but we'll see how it goes. You don't have much room for error.
No. Who's gonna be the first one to smell?
You?
You.
Yeah, it will be me, because I can't tippy spout. You got this under control, Big Swede?
We should be all right.
Well, guys, that's going to be a wrap on today. And thanks for watching. We really appreciate the support, and hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you guys in the next video.